When you go on an airplane, don't go on Pakistani International Airlines, from personal experience. I'll tell you a story about PIA. One time, I was going to Pakistan in PIA, and of course, as always, PIA is well known for all the turbulence, mashallah, because they want to test your iman. This is the beauty. If you want to test your iman, you take PIA. And when we were going through the turbulence, big time, the uncle next to me started to make du'a. And he was saying, imagine, he thinks he's about to die. What's he going to ask Allah? Yaseen. 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 I said, Uncle, Yaseen is just 2 letters of the alphabet. It's like saying to Allah, ABC. You know, Uncle, Allah can understand Urdu. You know this. Just speak to Allah in Urdu. He was amazed. He never in his life thought he can just speak to Allah in his language. This is very important when you come to the practical things. So the first thing we said in the 10th of Dhul Hijjah is the dhikr of Allah, especially the takbir. On the day of Arafah, the day of du'a, the first rule I'm going to advise all of you, make du'a in your own language. What language did Ibrahim a.s. use to make du'a to Allah? Anybody knows? What language did Ibrahim speak? Do you speak Arabic? Who thinks Ibrahim a.s. spoke Arabic? Put your hand. Ibrahim a.s. spoke Arabic. Ibrahim a.s. didn't speak a letter of Arabic. He spoke Aramaic. Did Musa a.s. speak Arabic? He didn't speak Arabic. He spoke Aramaic. Did Isa a.s. speak Arabic? He spoke Akkadian. And they were still making dua to Allah, right? And their dua was still accepted, right? We don't need to make dua in Arabic. Allah understands every language. When you ask Allah in your language, what's the difference going to be? If you ask Allah in a language that's foreign to you versus asking Allah in your native language, what's the difference going to be?
Personalize the dua.
Dua is going to come from the bottom of your heart. That's the difference. When you're speaking to Allah in a foreign language, this is why people don't marry outside of their language. Imagine you struggle to communicate with your wife on a daily basis. How will you communicate? How will you express your love to her? Sign language. It's not going to work. Yes? Why do 99.9% of people marry someone they can communicate with? Because when you communicate in your language, it comes from here. How you want to express, it comes. Just as you feel it to be. So when we speak to Allah, speak to Him in your language. This is the sunnah of all the prophets. Speak to Allah in your language. In Urdu, in Bangla, in Sylheti, in Tamil, in English, in Cockney, Scottish, Liverpool accent, doesn't matter. Allah understands it all. Speak to Allah from your heart. This is the most important thing, is the dua. For it to be accepted, it has to come from the bottom of your heart. And when you ask Allah, we have to remember the legacy of Ibrahim a.s. How did Ibrahim a.s. make dua? Remember when Ibrahim a.s. left his family in the middle of the desert, what did he ask Allah? Anybody knows? This is one set of ayat. There's another. رَبِّ إِنِّي أَسْكَنْتُ مِنْ ذُرِّيَّتِي بِوَادٍ غَيْرِ ذِي زَرْعٍ عِنْدَ بَيْتِكَ الْمُحَرَّمِ. Oh Allah, I left my family in a place with nothing next to your future house. Now if you left your family in the desert, what would you first ask Allah for? If you left your wife and children in the middle of the desert, what would you ask Allah for? Sorry? Protection. And what else would you ask Allah for? Food, water, survival, basically, right? See what does Ibrahim a.s. ask Allah for? This is the best lesson. رَبَّنَا لِيُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةِ. Oh Allah, make them people who pray salah. فَجَعَلْ أَفْئِدَةً مِّنَ النَّاسِ تَهْوِي إِلَيْهِمْ. And make people love them and want to come and live next to them. Community. وَارْزُقَهُم مِّنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَشْكُرُونَ. He asked Allah for salah, then for community, then third place, bronze medal, he asks Allah, Allah give them food and drink. See the priorities of Ibrahim alayhi salam. When we make dua to Allah, we tend to ask Allah, oh Allah, my exam, my promotion, my rizq. We ask Allah for this dunya. The first thing we should ask Allah is for the things that impact our akhirah. And then you ask Allah for the things in this dunya. This is the lesson for Ibrahim. Keep the priorities in check. So when Allah says, مَنْ كَانَ يُرِيدُ حَرْثَ الْآخِرَةِ نَزِدْ لَهُ فِي حَرْثِهِ. Whoever wants what the afterlife has, we will give him more in this dunya. وَمَنْ كَانَ يُرِيدُ حَرْثَ الدُّنْيَا نُؤْتِهِ مِنْهَا وَمَا لَهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنْ نَصِيبٍ. And if you just want this dunya, we will give it to you, and you'll have nothing in the afterlife. Make dua for your children. It's what Ibrahim a.s., he's not just asking Allah for himself. He's asking Allah, make my children people who pray salah. Make dua for your grandchildren. Even if you don't see them, they're not alive, make dua for them. Because you and me, we have very limited ability. But Allah is the one who guides. So make dua for the afterlife. Make dua in your own language. And pour your heart out to Allah on the day of Arafah.